Hello student, welcome back in class 8 history. I am going to start today chapter number 2 from trade to territory. In this chapter we will know how a trading company became a dominant company in the India. Okay, how a trading company started to extend their large territories, large empire in the country. We will know about it, but we have to know some history related with this incident. Now see, actually in previous class you have read that in the late of the 18th century there was a great instability in the India because the rulers were busy to fight with one another to make them independent. Why? Now see, actually Aurangzeb died in 1707. After the death of Aurangzeb, the rulers tried to make themselves independent. In this way, the Mughal court divided into Turani, Irani, Afghani and Hindustani. Okay, means these four groups were busy to fight with one another to make themselves independent, to establish their own kingdom. Okay, and after the death of Aurangzeb, 9 Mughal rulers were changed within 50 years, only 50 years. कहने का मतलब कि 50 सालों में ही मुगल रूलर्स के 9 रूलर्स चेंज हो गए. मुगल एम्पायर में 9 रूलर्स चेंज हो गए औरंगजेब की मृत्यु के बाद. एंड एज द कोर्ट वाज डिवाइडेड इन द ईरानी, तुरानी, अफगानी एंड हिंदुस्तानी, they were busy to extend their own kingdom. They wanted to make their independent kingdom in the India. And because of this, the foreign rulers got the chance and they attacked in India. Now we have to see, basically Nadir Shah, who invented in India in 1739. In 1739, and he looted Peacock Throne and Kohinoor Diamond. Okay. After following the Nadir Shah, Ahmad Shah Abdali invented from 1747 to 1767. नादिर साहब के बाद अहमद शाह अब्दाली ने 1747 से 1767 तक कई बार भारत में आक्रमण किया और लूटपाट की, है ना. In this way, the western coast of our India, because the rulers, you see, they were very weak. The later Mughals were very weak and they were unable to control the coastal part of India, and that was given the chance to the several trading companies to come in India to establish their factories. Okay. Now we will know about them, but first we have to know about the definition of mercantilism. Mercantilism. Just now, mercantilism is a system in which the prosperity I have read, circle, prosperity of a country, मतलब देश की जो इकोनॉमिकल समृद्धि है ना, वो किस पे डिपेंड करती है? दैट इज डिपेंड ऑन इट्स कैपेबिलिटी टू प्रोड्यूस मोर, ठीक है, दैन कंज्यूम. कहने का मतलब यह जो देश है वो क्या करती है? कम से कम कंज्यूम और ज्यादा से ज्यादा प्रोड्यूस करती है गुड्स का, एंड एक्सपोर्ट ज्यादा करती है इंपोर्ट की अपेक्षा. ऐसा क्यों होता है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक्सपोर्ट करना है? ऐसा क्यों होता है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा गुड्स को प्रोड्यूस करना है? इसलिए ताकि जो इकोनॉमिकल बैलेंस हो वो पॉजिटिव हो. मींस द कंपनी ट्रेडिंग कंपनी कैन गेट द गुड प्रॉफिट. ओके, दैट कंपनी कैन गेट द गुड प्रॉफिट. Now we will know about the expansion of European trade. Okay, एक्सपेंशन ऑफ यूरोपियन ट्रेड, भारत में जो यूरोपियन व्यापार था उसका विस्तार कैसे हुआ. नाउ वी विल नो अबाउट देम. Actually, what happened, student? You should know that the overseas trade has been started. First, we have to know what is mean by overseas trade. Overseas trade means a trade which is carried out or which was done by the sea route. By the sea route, that was done by the sea route. Actually, when you see European traders choose the sea trade route. European traders choose the sea trade route because of the rise of Ottoman Empire. देखिए होता क्या है कि जो तुर्की में in the Turkey and the West Asia, in the Turkey and West Asia, when the Ottoman Empire came into the power, after that stopped the traditional trade route, traditional lands trade route. पहले क्या होता था कि लोग जमीनी रास्ते से व्यापार करते थे भारत से, ठीक है. But as the Ottoman Empire came into the power in Turkey and West Asia, after that they stopped the traditional land trade route, traditional trade route which was carried out by the land route. ठीक है, तो जमीनी रास्ते से जो ट्रेड रूट बना हुआ था उसको इन्होंने क्या किया, रोक दिया. Why they stopped? This question can arise कि ऑटोमन एम्पायर ने आखिर ट्रेड रूट को बंद क्यों किया. Actually, you should know that the Ottoman Empire emperors were Muslim. What they were? They were Muslim. Okay, and they thought that they should not give permission to the Europeans, means non-Muslim, to पास फ्रॉम दैट एरिया. उस रास्ते से कोई दूसरे धर्म के लोग ना जाए, इसलिए इन्होंने क्या किया, रास्ते को बंद कर दिया. एज द ट्रेडिशनल रूट स्टॉप, ओके, आफ्टर दैट द यूरोपियन ट्रेडर्स नीड टू सर्च अ न्यू रूट थ्रू विच दे कैन डू द ट्रेड, जिसके द्वारा वो ट्रेड कर सके, जिसके द्वारा वो व्यापार कर सके. तो क्या होता है कि वो सी रूट सर्च करते हैं. They searched the sea route and that route was safe for them, but that route was very long. जो सी रूट था वो क्या था, बहुत ही लंबा रास्ता था. They need to cross the Africa to reach into the India, but that route was safe. Okay, now see, as the European traders came, after that they made their trading center in the India. First they had made their center in the western coast. Now see what happened. The first trading administrative center in India were Portuguese, है ना. भारत में सबसे पहले जो व्यापारिक कंपनी आई थी यूरोप से, that was Portuguese. Okay, that were Portuguese. Sorry, that were Portuguese. Okay, they came in India and they first settled their trading center and they were also extend their administration in some part of the country. Okay, and after the Portuguese, Dutch, French and English also came in India by following Portuguese. ठीक है, पोर्तुगीज को फॉलो करते करते डच, उसके बाद फ्रेंच और उसके बाद इंग्लिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी भारत में आई. नाउ वी विल नो अबाउट देम वन बाय वन. Now we will know about the companies which came in India. Now see, the first is Portuguese East India Company. The Portuguese East India Company, about that we have to know. Actually, student, you should know that as the later Mughals became very weak, after that they did not capable to control the sea coast. Okay, and that gave the chance to the trading companies to come in the India. Okay, because in the coastal part there were some region which were very prosperous, Okay, now as you have seen that the Ottoman Empire has stopped the traditional land trade route. After that it was become very mandatory for the European traders to search the new land. Okay, so that the numbers of the traders started to search the new route to come in the India. Actually, first, Christopher Columbus, who start to sail their ship to come in the India, but he forgot the routes and went into the America and searched the America. Okay. After that, Vasco da Gama, who sailed their ship from the coast of African continent, from western coast of African continent, and he reached into the Calicut in India. He reached into the Calicut in India in 20 May 1498. Actually, वास्को डी गामा ने क्या किया? वास्को डी गामा एक नेविगेटर था जो कि पुर्तगाल से बिलोंग करता था, है ना। वो इंडिया की खोज में निकला और अफ्रीकन कॉन्टिनेंट के वेस्टर्न कोस्ट को फॉलो करते हुए साउथ अफ्रीका के साउदर्न पॉइंट से, जिसका नाम केप ऑफ गुड होप है, वहां से ये भारत की तरफ आगे बढ़ा एंड ही रीच्ड टू द कालीकट इन द केरला. ओके, ही रीच्ड एट द पार्ट ऑफ कालीकट इन 20 May 1498. 20 मई 1498 को वो क्या किया? भारत में कालीकट नामक स्थान जो कि केरला में पहुंचा. और he was not alone. Now see, with a fleet of 4 ships. How many ships with Vasco da Gama? 4 ships and 118 sailors were there who were sailing ships. He was warm welcomed by the Hindu king Jamreen. Okay, by the Hindu king Jamreen. He stayed there for few time, and as he returned to their country, he carried out spices, cloths which were prepared at the time in the Calicut. Okay. Now, after that, what happened? As he opened the sea route to the traders, and as the Portuguese following that route and came in India, they established their trading centers in Kochi, Goa, Daman and Diu till the 1961. Student, you know that the Goa, which is the part of India, was under the control of Portuguese after the independence till the 1962. Okay. Now, next company is Dutch East India Company. Dutch East India Company, which was formed in 1602. Now see about this. Actually, the Dutch East India Company also established their factory in India at the Masulipatanam, Pulikat, Surat, Patna, Balasore and Cochin. Okay. After establishing their factories in different places in the India, now see what materials they export. They exported cotton cloth, raw silk, opium and indigo from the India to Europe. वो भारत से कॉटन के कपड़े, सिल्क, opium, अफीम and indigo. Indigo is a type of plant actually that was used to make needle to color the cloths. ठीक है. They exported these materials from the India to the Europe. They established their command on the paper and spices trade in the islands of Sumatra and Java and Moluccas. Student, you should know, with India, the Dutch East India Company also able to establish their control on the islands which was situated in the eastern part of the India, like Indonesia, Java and Sumatra. You know, Moluccas, a place which was also situated in the इंडोनेशिया। ठीक है, तो ये जो आप देख रहे हैं डच ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, एक्चुअली ये डच ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी काफी लंबे समय तक रूल नहीं कर सकी, सॉरी काफी लंबे समय तक अपना कंट्रोल भारत में नहीं बना सकी। एंड व्हाई? बिकॉज यू शुड नो दैट द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ डच okay did not give support. The government of Dutch did not give support to the Dutch East India Company for long time to do the trade with the eastern countries. In this way, that company failure to do the trade with the eastern countries for long time. Now we will know about the British East India Company. Actually, student, sometimes you confused by looking the date कि ये ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी कहाँ फाउंड हुई थी। डेट हम देखते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है जैसे कि भारत में फाउंड हुई थी, लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है। एक्चुअली ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी फाउंड ऑन 31st December 1600 by Queen Elizabeth I. By Queen Elizabeth I. Now see, Queen Elizabeth I. She was a queen at the time in Britain. She has given whole and sole right to the East India Company to do the trade with the eastern countries. Means she gave royal charter. Royal charter means what? Now see, no other trading group in England could now compete with the East India Company. मतलब उस समय इंग्लैंड में जो ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी थी वो एक कंपनी नहीं थी, वो कंपनी जो थी वो व्यापारियों की समूह थी। लगभग इसमें 200 से ज्यादा व्यापारियों का ये समूह था। जो ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी था, दैट वाज अ ग्रुप ऑफ ट्रेडर्स, नियरली मोर देन 200 traders were joined that and formed a East India Company, and that company got the royal charter by the Queen Elizabeth I, okay, to do the trade with the eastern countries. Okay, now as that company got the right, means not any other traders in the England have a right to do the trade with the eastern countries. मतलब कि जो दूसरे व्यापारी थे इंग्लैंड में, अब वो पूर्वी देशों से व्यापार नहीं कर सकते थे। केवल और केवल व्यापार करने का जो अधिकार दिया गया था वो किसको दिया गया था? ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को। नाउ सी, नाउ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी स्टार्ट to undertook its voyage to Sumatra, Java and Moluccas. जो ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी है came in the India and after that reached to the island groups like Java, Sumatra and Moluccas. I have told you Moluccas was situated in the Indonesia, and on that island East India Company also made their own control because these islands produced high amount of spices. Okay, later on in India, now see what happened. First trading post was established in Surat by the English East India Company in 1609. 1609 में जो ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी थी वो पहला अपना ट्रेडिंग पोस्ट, ट्रेडिंग सेंटर स्थापित किया सूरत में, बट दैट वाज नॉट एस्टैब्लिश्ड देयर परमानेंटली। बट इन द 1613, नाउ सी, in 1613 the Mughal Emperor Jahangir issued a farman means आदेश, issued a farman to establish a factory permanently at Surat. Okay, now Jahangir given a farman to establish established a permanently factory at the सूरत, और इस तरीके से भारत में सूरत में जो फैक्ट्री स्टैब्लिश हो सके, परमानेंटली फैक्ट्री स्टैब्लिश हो। In this way we have seen that the first factory established in India, first permanently factory established in India at Surat in 1613. तो क्वेश्चन क्या आएगा कि in which year the first factory has been established by the British India Company permanently? Then your answer will be 1630. Okay, now we will know about the French in India. Actually, now we are going to know about the French East India Company. Actually, French East India Company established in 1664. ठीक है, जो फ्रेंच ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी थी उसकी स्थापना 1664 में हुई थी. Okay, this company established in 1694. Now, the first French factory established in India by the Francois Caron. Now see, Francois Caron, who was a Francisci, and he established their first factory at the Surat in 1668. Question can be asked you, in which year the first French factory established in India and where? Actually, the first French factory established in India at Surat in 1668. Now see next. Dupleix was appointed the governor in 1742. Actually, you should know that he was appointed. Dupleix was appointed as the governor to do the trade with the eastern countries, to make the investment in the India and some other countries. Okay, भारत के साथ साथ उसके अगल बगल कुछ देशों में जो कुछ समय आइलैंड्स, जैसे हम लोगों ने देखा कि some islands have been also under the control of some companies. तो क्या हुआ कि भारत में ज्यादा से ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए, ताकि वहां से ज्यादा फायदे को गेन कर सकें, डुप्लेक्स को अपॉइंट किया गया गवर्नर के रूप में. और डुप्लेक्स जो अपॉइंट किए गए थे, he was appointed in 1742 and started direct conflict. Actually, you have to know that the French East India Company basically found to fight with the British and Dutch. ठीक है, जो फ्रांसीसी जो कंपनी फाउंड हुई थी, फ्रेंच ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी फाउंड हुई थी, उसका मेन उद्देश्य था कि वह ब्रिटिश और डच से डायरेक्ट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट करे और उन दोनों कंपनियों को का डोमिनेशन समाप्त करके वहां पे एक छत्र राज्य करे. ठीक है, तो जो डुप्लेक्स थे जब वो गवर्नर अपॉइंट हुए 1742 में, तो इन्होंने क्या किया, ही स्टार्टेड डायरेक्ट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट विद द ब्रिटिश. ठीक है, अब इन्होंने डायरेक्ट कॉन्फ्लिक्ट स्टार्ट कर दिया, डायरेक्ट युद्ध स्टार्ट कर दिया ब्रिटिश से. क्यों स्टार्ट किया? बिकॉज ही वांटेड टू एस्टैब्लिश देयर empire. He wanted to establish in the eastern countries, basically in India, a French empire, so that he started direct conflict with the British and the Dutch.